In the life cycle of any business, you always have the beginning where we acquire businesses to start their business venture up. We look at also the opportunities to merge and acquire other businesses as they move forward. And then naturally, toward the end of any business life cycle, you have the issue of potential divestiture of the business and bringing cash in as a result of that. We represent our clients in all aspects of that change from the beginning to the end in the growth of their company. It's critical to have legal counsel that looks at the issues as you go through those transactions and maximizes the value for the client for both the short and the long term. And we represent clients in all aspects of acquiring businesses, merging with businesses, and divesting of those businesses at the right time and for the maximum value. So Eric, I know you handle mergers and acquisitions for us. Talk a little bit about how we represent both buyer and sellers to maximize the value of those transactions when they're either selling, buying, or merging with another company.
Great question, Brett. And actually, we represent clients on both sides of transactions through that entire process. One of the biggest things that we look at when we're representing a buyer is doing that due diligence. So if you're acquiring a business, making sure that we're looking at financials, that we're bringing in the appropriate financial servicers, CPAs, financial advisors, and making sure that we have a good picture of what that company is doing, because when you're acquiring a business, you're also potentially acquiring some of those liabilities. So even though we'll work very hard when we're representing buyers to try to limit that, the reality is when you're acquiring somebody's business, you're also potentially acquiring some liability. So from the buyer side, that's something that we look at. On the seller side, most often sellers, when they're selling their business, they want to make sure that when they sell it, they're done, that they're not tied to it, that they're not going to be responsible for what happens when somebody purchases the business. So from the buyer side, it's almost the exact opposite. We're making sure that essentially from what happens at the date of sale going forward is going to be the responsibility of the buyers.
Brian, when we represent a buyer, a lot of times it is critical to the buyer to make sure they're getting the value that they are contracting for when they're going to acquire that business. Talk a little bit about what we do when we represent clients in a due diligence representation, where we're looking at a business and trying to give them the risks of acquiring that business.
Well, Brett, like you said, during the due diligence period, we're trying to make sure that our client is getting what they think they're getting by purchasing this other entity. Part of that process is going through different record searches, including judgment liens, UCC filing liens. We want to make sure that if there are any outstanding obligations or debts or any other rights that some outside party may have against this business that we're acquiring, that we know what that is and we account for that when valuing what we think we're getting out of this business.